Yes, see. Okay, have a look. My input values are my x values. The output values is my y values. No? Hold on, I do right. This is number 1. Listen. Input, output. I can put exactly that in the form of a table. X values was 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my y values were 4, 9, 14, 19. Do you guys now get what I'm saying? And then usually what we did is we saw, okay, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. So we knew that we were going to have y is equal to 5x, and then I don't know what the rest is. Do you remember this? This is what you wrote the test on. Does it now start to ring a bell? Okay. Now we substitute that x value in. So 5 times 1 gives me 5. And I'm supposed to get how much? I'm supposed to get 4. So that's how I knew I would have to say minus 1. Do you guys now see what I mean? Let's quickly run through number 3 as well. Okay, so number 3, the values were 3, 4, 5, 6. And over here, 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so immediately I can see plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. So I know it's going to be y is equal to 3x, and then I don't know what else. So we go substitute in this first x value and see how to get that y value. So y is equal to 3, and I substitute in the x value here, 3, and that gives me 9. But how much am I supposed to get? I'm supposed to get 3. So how would I get there? I'm going to say minus 6. And 9 minus 6 is going to give me 3. And that's how I knew that my formula would be this. Y is equal to 3x minus 6. Are you guys fine there? Okay. Any further questions at A? Right, let's look at B. Now at B, they're giving it to us in the form of a table. That you guys are more used to, so I assume that number 2 was easier. Okay. Do you want me to explain at B2? Show you guys how I got there? Okay. Okay, so B2, I'm not going to rewrite the whole table. And it's not going to be nice and neat. No. Okay, so you had, remember it says input here, meaning that's going to be my x values. And output at the bottom, meaning that's going to be my y values. So they had minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 12. Okay, right. So first things first. And remember this, we can only do when it's consecutive numbers, no? And they are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. They are consecutive numbers, so I could do that. And can you see that we had to add 3 every time? Okay, so immediately I knew that it would be y is equal to 3x, but I don't know about the rest. Yeah. Yes, okay, so we use that first one. I am going to use these two. Minus 2 is what I'm going to substitute in, and I'm supposed to get an answer of minus 3, right? So let's go do that. So I'm going to say 3 times, and instead of x, I use that x value of minus 2. But now the rest I don't know yet. Okay? 3 times minus 2 gives me minus 6. And it's supposed to give me minus 3. So what was I going to do after I had to add 3. There we go. Now, one thing that I saw in your tests was that you guys used, let's say, the first 1 or 2, to get your formula. And then you didn't go and test it on the rest. Because if you did go and test it, you'd see that it was wrong. Yeah. But if you go test all 3 and it works out for all 3, then yes, it is going to be correct. But some of you used the first 1 or 2, got your formula, and then that's it. Didn't go back and double check by substituting back in. Okay, right. So does everyone understand how I got you number 2 then? Do you guys want me to do number 4 as well? Okay. Yeah? Yes? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Right, let's look at number 4. My input values or my x values and output values or the y values. Minus 3 and 8, minus 2 and 7, minus 1 and 6, 0 and 5, and 1 and 4. Okay, so you would see that this is minus 1 every time. Do you guys see that? So I knew it would be y is equal to minus 1x, and then the rest I don't know yet. Remember, if you just wrote minus x, it's the same thing. No? You don't have to write that one. Okay, so what we do now is we go substitute in. So y is equal to minus 1 times, so instead of x, I'm going to use my first x value of minus 4. I don't know what's going to happen after that. But minus 1 times minus 4 gives me positive 4. And I'm supposed to get 9. So what did I have to go and do here? Plus 5. So that's how they got minus 1x or just minus x plus 5. You fine with that? Plus 15. Oh, you said minus 1 times minus 4 gives you a minus. Use your calculator. Right, can I skip to C? Anyone still copying here? Hands up. Quick, quick. Jy dan nog sit en droom. Skryf. You done? No, but I think is she done? Okay. Right. Let's look at C. C1. And remember, here you also had tables, and then right at the end, there was an A and a B value that you also had to go and calculate. But before I could work out those, I needed to get the formula first. Now, that's the same as what we did at A and B. No? So, at number 1, your formula is supposed to be y is equal to 1x, or just x, plus 4. Now that we have that, I want to calculate A. Now, A is at my output values. So, in this equation, instead of writing y, I am going to write A is equal to, and now instead of writing x, I'm going to say 13. Have a look at the table, at that, and then the plus 4. So, instead of x, I write the x value, or the input value, over there. Right, so that means that A is going to be 17. You guys get that? Okay, let me just write it over here. So the input value was A, no, I'm lying, was 13, sorry. Was 13, and the output value, yes, the output value was A, and that's what I just substituted into that equation. Okay, now, same thing, but now my input value is B, and the output value is given as 24. So now I use that same equation again. Instead of Y, which is my output value, I'm going to write 24. Instead of X, which is my input value, I'm going to write B. And then the plus 4. Do you guys get that? Do you guys understand? Are you sure? Any questions? Right. So now, yeah. Yeah. But remember over here, my input was 13. So that's why at X, which is the input, I put the 13. So it depends on whether it's an input or an output value. Answered your question. It's exactly. Yeah. Okay, right. Let's finish this one. But we still got to solve what B is. Now, how do I do that? I want to get rid of this plus 4. So I'm going to say minus 4 on both sides. Which means that over here, 24 minus 4 is going to give me 20. And B plus 4 minus 4 is just going to be B. So B is 20. You fine with that? Can I skip to the next one? Anyone still copying? Just put up your hand. Okay. Are you done? Done? Okay. Right, number 3. Again, we first had to get the rule. And your rule was y is equal to minus 3x plus 4. Who wants me to go back and explain how I got there? Okay, right. So your table. You can't do spider sum, it doesn't matter. But it was given in the form of a table, so that's why I'm... Okay, I'm not going to write all of them because I specifically want that A and B. Ek het die masker aan hier. Yes, you may. Okay, quickly have a look. Listen. How I got there is let's look at our output values. What did I have to do here? I had to add. No, only add 4. How much? Add 10. And add 10. But I don't know if that's a consecutive number because it's A. Did I use the... Ek het die verkeerde een geskryf. No, I wrote that because it's supposed to be... Ek het die verkeerde tabel afgeskryf. Sorry, julle. You boys on the side there, you're being very rude. Okay, right, so let's look at our output values. This was minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. So that's how you knew it would be y is equal to minus 3x, and then the rest I didn't know yet. So what I then do is I go substitute in that x value, Vista. If x is minus 2, I'm supposed to get 10. So let's substitute in that minus 2. And my answer at the end should be 10. Okay, so far, minus 3 times minus 2 gives me 5. Oops. Gives me 6. So I knew I had to say plus 4. Just plug it in over there, please. So we have power. Thank you. All right, so do you guys now understand how I got that minus 3x plus 4? Are you fine with that? Huh? Okay, where did I lose you? This. Do you know how I got there? Okay, where did I lose you here? So why do you wait until right at the end? Please stop me. Were you listening? Grade 9, listen, I am not sitting here and babbling. Net omdat dit vir my lekker is, see? I'm explaining to you guys because I can see in the test that there's a lot of you that don't understand. And now while I'm explaining, you're making jokes and not listening and daydreaming and all of that. If I lose you, or if for some other reason you may be zoned out for a few seconds and now you realize, oops, I missed something, just put up your hand and stop me. Please don't wait for me to finish 15 minutes of explaining and then say, okay, can you go back? I just didn't listen now. Okay? Please tell me. Sorry? But are you going to do it? Okay. Right. So that's how I got the equation. Now I've got to get that A value and the B value. Okay. Now A is my output value. Listen and pay attention. So my equation was y is equal to minus 3x plus 4. My input value over here is 18. Input is usually your what? X or Y? X values. So instead of X, I am going to say 18. Please put it in brackets. Right. Now, my output value is A. So instead of Y, I am going to write A. Does that make sense to everyone? Right. So now we can just go and put that into a calculator. Minus 3 times 18 plus 4 is going to give me minus 50. Okay. Right. Let's do exactly the same. But now it would be with B. Okay, so my equation was y is equal to minus 3x plus 4. Let's look at my input value is B. Input is usually my what? X value. So instead of X, I'm going to write B. Now, my output value is minus 35. And output is usually my Y value. So instead of Y, I'm going to say minus 35. Who doesn't get that part? So can you see I use the same equation every time? And all I do is instead of X or instead of Y, I go substitute in whatever was given. Okay? Okay? Now, we have got to simplify. How do I've got to get that alone. So I've got to get rid of the minus 4. The plus 4. So I'm going to say, minus 4. But if I do it that side, I must also do it on this side. So that means that minus 35 minus 4 is going to give me minus 39 is equal to minus 3b, because that plus 4 minus 4 is going to give me 0. No. Okay. Now, I've got to get rid of that minus 4, minus 3, the coefficient. So I divide both sides by minus 3. So that is going to give me 13 is equal to B. Or we actually want you to say B is equal to 13. But I won't mark it wrong if you just wrote it like that. As long as you get to the right answer. Okay? Any questions? Can I carry on to number 5? Hands up, we're still copying? Okay. Number 5, your equation should be y is equal to 5x minus 10. Okay. Do you guys want me to go through again? Maybe I should, so you can have a look. Okay. Right. Quickly have a look. Why am I not using this first part? Because I don't know what that value is. So it's not necessarily consecutive numbers. But these last 3, I've got both the input and the output values, and I can see that they are consecutive numbers. So that is how I knew it's going to be y is equal to 5x, and then the rest I just didn't know yet. So what we then do is, look, no? What we then do is we go substitute in that x value. So I can't use this because I don't know what the x value is. I can use that one. No, that's actually a nice and easy one. X over here is 0. So I'm going to say 5 times 0. And that should give me minus 10. But 5 times 0 so far gives me 0. So what did I have to do then? Minus 10. So that's how I knew it's going to be 5x minus 10. You fine with that? Right. So now let's go get our A value. A is at input value. And input values are usually my x. So instead of x, I'm going to say A. So 5A minus 10. And what would be my y value with that? Minus 20. Okay, so instead of y, I'm going to have minus 20. Who doesn't get that part? You fine with that? Welcome. Yes, sure. Okay. Right, so now I have got to get rid of that minus 10. So I'm going to say plus 10 on both sides which means that I'm going to have minus 10 is equal to 5a. Now I want to get rid of that coefficient, so I'm going to say divide by 5 on both sides, which means that minus 2 will be equal to a, but I'm going to write it the right way around, so a is equal to minus 2. All right, then to get b, I am going to say my output value is b, 5, and instead of x, I must use 1, and then minus 10, and 5 times 1 gives me 5, minus 10 is minus 5. Why are they walking already? Okay, any questions there? Okay, that is then the homework. We will then start with algebra. Sorry? The what? I got it clear. The bell must still ring. I didn't hear it.